Manchester United are sitting third in the Premier League table. 9 games remain. The race for Champions League football is tight and the margin for error is razor thin. And right now, Michael Carrick is facing one of the most important selection decisions of his time as head coach. Lisandro Martínez is out again, and this time the injury situation is described as worse than first thought. That means United's defensive balance on the left side of central defence is broken. And against Aston Villa, a side sitting in 4th place on 51 points, the same number of points as Manchester United themselves, getting that balance wrong could cost this club dearly. But here is where it gets interesting. The solution may already be inside the building. A 19-year-old centre-back who earned a Player of the Month award earlier this season, who has been described as a top 1% defender on the ball and who delivered a strong performance in the exact same fixture back in December. His name is Iden Heaven, and according to analysts covering this story, the question is not whether Heaven is ready. The question is why Carrick has not already committed to him. This is the moment, this is the crossroads. And what Carrick decides this weekend will shape not just the result against Villa, but potentially the direction of this club's defensive setup for the rest of this season and beyond. Let us be clear about what is actually at risk here. Manchester United and Aston Villa are level on 51 points. Villa are in 4th place, United are in 3rd. This is not a routine fixture. This is a direct 6-pointer in the race for Champions League qualification. 3 points here would mean taking points off a direct rival. 3 points dropped here could see United drop below Villa and lose their grip on a top 4 spot. That pressure is the backdrop to every decision Carrick makes this week. His record since arriving in January stands at 6 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat. The defeat came last time out, a 2-1 loss to Newcastle United, and it ended an unbeaten run in the Premier League that stretched all the way back to Boxing Day. That kind of form builds confidence. Losing it even once can shift momentum inside a dressing room. Carrick addressed this directly ahead of the Villa clash. He acknowledged that losing happens, that every team in the Premier League has dropped points in recent weeks, and that his squad needs to take the confidence they have built and carry it forward. The tone from Carrick was measured and calm. But the pressure of 9 games remaining with Champions League football on the line is very real, and the decision about who plays at left centre-back is one of the most significant calls he will make. If United play without a natural left footer on the left side of their central defence, the analysis is clear. The team becomes unbalanced, play gets funneled to the right side, the ability to build attacks from the back is severely reduced. Against a Villa side fighting for 4th place themselves, those limitations could be exposed. Before we go deeper into this story, if you want analysis like this broken down clearly and consistently, covering the decisions, the tactics, and the situations that actually shape where Manchester United finish this season, then subscribe to United HQ View right now. Hit that subscribe button. We break down the moves that matter, we separate the facts from the noise, and we stay ahead of how this club is being built and managed. If you want the full picture on tactics, transfers and club decisions, this is where you need to be. Now let us get back into it. Let us go step by step through what the analysis tells us. Earlier this season, under Ruben Amorim, Iden Heaven was outstanding. He was not just performing well, he earned a Player of the Month award, and the view from those watching him closely was that it was fully deserved. At 19 years old, he was playing with a maturity that suggested he was ready for a significant role at this level. His on-ball ability in particular was highlighted as a major strength. The analysis notes that during his outings this season, Heaven ranks in the top 1% of defenders on the ball. That is a remarkable statistical standing for a teenager. And it is not just about numbers. The specific qualities he brings are exactly what United need right now on that left side of defence. Ball progression, line-breaking passes, press resistance, the ability to start attacks from the back with passing range and vision. Now compare that to what United currently have in that position without Martínez available. Harry Maguire is right-footed. When Maguire plays on the left side of central defence, the team loses the ability to naturally switch play from that side to open up the pitch with left-footed passing and to use width effectively in build-up. The analysis describes this as severely harming the balance of the system. It is a structural problem that affects everything from how United build out of the back to how much space is available further up the pitch. Heaven is left-footed. He has already demonstrated in competitive matches this season that he can provide exactly what is missing. The analysis points specifically to his performance against Aston Villa back in December, which ended in a 2-1 defeat for United, as evidence that he is ready for this fixture. He did not look out of place. He performed And former Manchester United defender Wes Brown has been clear in his assessment. He stated, and this is a direct quote from the article, that every time Heaven has played, he has been excellent, has done his job and has not looked out of place in any way. That is a strong endorsement from someone who knows what it takes to defend at the highest level. So why has Heaven had a diminished role since Michael Carrick arrived? The article does not give a definitive reason for that, and it is not our place to speculate. What the analysis does make clear is that this needs to change, and the Villa match is identified as the right moment for that change to happen. Now, let us talk about Lisandro Martínez, because this situation is about more than just one match. Martínez is 28 years old. He has suffered another long-term injury absence, and this is not a new pattern. The article makes the point that United have been consistently waiting for Martínez to return, and it has been a recurring cycle. The analysis argues that at 28, his injury problems are not going to improve. United also have not signed a senior left-footed defender in 4 years, with Martínez viewed as world-class when fit, but the word "when" is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. The argument being made in the analysis is not that Martínez should be discarded entirely. When he is available, he remains a high-quality player. The argument is that he can no longer be the plan because the plan keeps breaking down. United need a left-footed option who is available, consistent and ready to grow into a long-term role. According to the analysis, Iden Heaven is that player, and there is a broader picture here that goes beyond just Heaven. Leny Yoro is also identified in the analysis as part of a future central defensive partnership for Manchester United. The view expressed is that United have a future league-leading defensive duo in Heaven and Yoro, but the critical point is that these two players will not develop into that partnership unless they are given opportunities to play together and grow together. Right now, those opportunities are limited. Heaven is not starting regularly enough, and the analysis frames this as a missed opportunity for the club at a time when both players have clear potential to develop. The recommendation from the analysis is specific. Carrick should start Heaven against Villa. He should keep Heaven in the starting lineup for the rest of this season, even when Martínez eventually returns. The only exception suggested is for the highest profile fixtures, such as the Liverpool clash. This is framed as a way to allow Heaven to prove himself, to nail down the position and to build the kind of consistent experience that turns potential into real quality. Now let us move to the other major story running alongside all of this, which is the reported interest in Sandro Tonali from Newcastle United as a potential summer signing. This is a rumour that needs to be stated clearly. It has not been confirmed. There is no official announcement. The article covers it in the context of analysing how Tonali performed for Newcastle in their Champions League first leg against Barcelona. And the performance review is mixed at best. Tonali played the full 90 minutes. He completed 71% of his passes, which is modest. He lost possession on 16 occasions. He won only 1 of 3 duels. He made 1 error that led to a shot. His overall rating from SofaScore was 6.3, which placed him among the 2 lowest-rated Newcastle players on the night. By contrast, Barcelona's Pedri won 6 duels, completed twice as many ball carries with 16, and was one of the standout performers in the match. The context of the game matters. Newcastle took the lead against Barcelona, a major European club, and conceded a late penalty to draw 1-1 in the first leg. It was a competitive match against high-quality opposition. One difficult performance in a Champions League fixture against Barcelona is not the full story of a player's season. The article acknowledges this clearly, noting that Tonali has impressed in the Champions League this season overall, and that one poor game will not end the reported interest from United. But the performance does raise a question. If Manchester United are reportedly prepared to invest heavily in this player, Ineos will expect a midfielder who can compete with the very best. On this particular night, Tonali was outclassed by Pedri. That is a fact from the article, and it is a relevant data point as the season reaches its final stages and as United's leadership watches how he finishes this campaign. The article also notes that earlier in the season, Tonali had a very productive match against United themselves, creating 2 big chances for Newcastle in that fixture. So there is a contrast, a strong performance against United, a difficult performance against Barcelona. The picture is not straightforward, and the analysis sensibly frames it as something worth monitoring closely rather than drawing firm conclusions from a single game. Tonali is 25 years old. He has stated a desire to play Champions League football. Manchester United are currently in 3rd place, fighting to secure exactly that. If United finish in the top four, that factor could be significant in any summer conversations. But again, this is a reported rumour based on what is written in the article. No transfer has been confirmed, no bid has been made, no agreement is in place. So where does this leave Manchester United heading into the Villa match? Carrick has managed to put together a record of 6 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat since taking charge in January. That is a strong platform. The dressing room, by his own description, has been responding well in training despite the Newcastle defeat. The spirit is good. The confidence built over a strong run of results is still there. But 9 games remain in the Premier League. 3rd and 4th place are separated by points, not by a wide margin. Aston Villa at home on Sunday is not a game United can afford to take lightly. It is a direct contest between two clubs with identical points totals fighting for the same prize. And the decision about who starts at left centre-back sits right at the heart of whether United can perform to their potential in that match. The analysis is clear. Heaven offers something that is not available through any other option in the squad right now with Martínez injured. He is left-footed. He can build from the back. He brings press resistance, passing range and vision. He has already performed in this exact fixture earlier in the season. The case for starting Iden Heaven against Aston Villa is not based on hope or potential alone. It is based on what he has already shown on the pitch this season in competitive fixtures at the highest level of English football. Carrick has a decision to make, and according to the analysis, it is not a complicated one. That is the full breakdown of where Manchester United stand ahead of one of the most important fixtures of their season. The stakes are clear. The solution may already be on the training pitch, and the decisions made in the next few days could define the shape of this club, not just for the final 9 games, but for the summer rebuild and beyond. If you found this analysis valuable, subscribe to United HQ View right now. We bring you the breakdown behind the headlines, the tactical and sporting decisions that shape where this club is heading. Hit that subscribe button and stay ahead of everything that matters for Manchester United.